Our first chapter in political science, that is power sharing. Here we have 4 forms of power sharing. One is the different organs of government. So if they ask you what are the different ways in which power is shared, one is between the different organs, that is the legislature, the executive, and the judiciary. You know that the legislature makes laws, the executive implements the laws, and judiciary upholds those laws. So their powers are shared. So it keeps a kind of a checks and balance. The second way of sharing power is governments at different levels. For example, when you have the central government, below that you have the state government, and below that you have the Panchayati Raj, or what is known as local self-government. This of course is again in different levels, that is you have the Zilla Parishad, you have the Panchayat Samiti, and then lowest you have the Gram Panchayat. So this is 3 parts of the local self-government. Social groups. Different social groups may share the power. For example, in certain cases, it is not always the majority which will share. The minority groups or certain linguistic groups or certain religious groups, they may share the power. Political parties and pressure groups. Now in political parties, you know, little power is shared between the ruling and opposition party. Similarly, there are many different pressure groups. So this way, power sharing can be done in different ways. Going on to question number 2. Reasons for power sharing. That means why should we have power sharing? So first we saw the reasons were prudential. Prudential means if you try to reason it, you think about it, it makes sense to have power sharing because it avoids conflicts. Also moral, what is right? It is right to be sharing power. So for both reasons you'll find that power sharing is necessary. Now here I have made it like a distinguish between, but of course you can write it as a paragraph in your answer. Distribution of power, if they ask what is the difference between horizontal and vertical distribution. यहाँ पे ऐसे distinguish जैसे दिया है, लेकिन अगर आप paragraph type लिखते हैं तो भी ठीक है, अगर वो पूछते हैं कि what is the difference. Now in horizontal, you have different organs of government. All the organs are at same level, but they have different powers, like we saw in legislature, executive and judiciary. Here of course I have written them one below the other, but they are not one below the other. They are at the same level. Similarly, here we saw central and state government or even local self-governing bodies, they are at different levels. So here one is higher than the other, while here all are at the same level, but they have different work or powers. Now what methods have these two countries used? You can see the difference. Belgium in power sharing has used principle of accommodation, यानी सभी को समा लेना, whether they are Dutch speaking, French speaking, German speaking. While in Sri Lanka they have used the principle of majoritarianism. That means only the Sinhalese are important, not giving importance to Tamilians. Question number 5. Reasons for the alienation of Tamils in Sri Lanka. Why do they feel that we are not accepted here or we feel alien? Government policies favor Sinhalas, whether it's for government jobs, getting seats in universities. The constitution also protects and promotes Buddhism. They deny citizenship to the Tamilians, and the Sinhalese is declared as the official language. That means Tamil is not accepted, unlike in some other countries. For example, in Singapore, you'll find that a lot of Tamilian population is there and Tamil is one of the official languages. So all these reasons because of which the Tamilians feel like aliens in Sri Lanka.